Today I'd like to talk to you about playing white against Nimzowicz's defence. Nimzowicz's defence starts off with knight to c6, an interesting sort of idea. The idea is to hit back with one or other central pawn, I think. So for example d4 e5, and now you can try and play d takes e5, which and after knight takes, perhaps you've got an extra central, or at least a more advanced central pawn, and can play this for advantage. But I don't find that easy, and it's not going to crop up very often, so I think just the easiest thing is to play knight to f3, e5, knight to f3. You're back in the Scotch, Bob's your uncle. If you don't play the Scotch, this is tricky, but if you do play the Scotch, you've got what you want. So instead d4, d5 is a better idea, perhaps, to keep it in independent lines. Knight to c3, and takes on d4. Now there's a takes on e4. There's a double attack now on d4, so d5 and knight e5 is the way of continuing. Bishop f4 seems to be played these days, but the line that I learned when I was a boy was queen to d4 and knight to g6. And I think now the right idea is to play a little annoying check first, and now you can either take on d7 and play bishop to e3, so risk development, and if e5 you take on f7, intermediate move, and take on d4, you've just got a little advantage here as white. The black pawn on e4 is always going to be a target, and you might even win a pawn in this position. Certainly this position is easier to play for white than for black. If after bishop e3 f5 determined to keep an extra pawn, well, I think that's the sort of thing that as white I hope you'd look forward to playing. Knight h3 and castles long, and you can just see the white knight hopping into e6 at some point. So I think with a gambit approach here, the king is going to find it difficult to get comfortable or castled quickly, and this is the sort of position I think you should look forward to playing as white. If instead on move 7, instead of taking, just knight ge2 is an idea. Bishop to g5, takes, chased back, and now h6, clearing out the other bishop, and knight takes e4, and again just white's got a small advantage here. Castles long, castles short, and white's got a clear majority on the queen side that should be useful at some point, and the position may degenerate into a sort of opposite side castling pawn race. But you've got such good central control here, I don't think that should be too dangerous to you. You've got fine squares for the knights, and could look forward to the middle game with confidence. So that's how to play white against Nimzowicz's defence.